Welcome to the Quality of Love podcast. I'm your host, Tyrone Dixon, nationally certified life and relationship coach, husband, father to two beautiful princesses. One just turned one, by the way, and CEO and founder of a Rose Through Concrete Consulting. Thank you guys for taking the time out to listen in with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Tonight, I got a special guest, man. Oh, man. Listen, he just put me on to so much stuff. My mind is still a little blown, man. My boy he done moved down to the A, and he done turned into somebody that's bossing up. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself in a minute, but I got my boy Josh with me today. But before I let him kind of go off and introduce himself, I want to shout out again Push Buffalo, the organization I just did work with on the other day on professional development. Their staff were awesome. I really appreciate the opportunity to work with those guys. And I just heard some real good information from one of my sources that they may have been one of the leading the organizations in getting some change to the mayoral candidate in Buffalo. So I heard there's going to be some change when it comes to the mayor down there, and that's always good to hear. Change is always good. So shout out to Push Buffalo. I appreciate the work that I do with them every year. Now at this point in time, we've been doing some. So shout out to Push Buffalo. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I met this guy in what was it? My very first relationship class, right?
Yep.
You and your lady. Yep, you and your lady came in, and from there we developed a coaching relationship, and then after the coaching relationship, I get actually during the coaching relationship, I'll say we hit it off so good that we became friends by this point in time. So this is my boy, man. This is someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for, appreciation for, and just you'll hear about it, man. But he's just a dope dude all the way around the board, man. He black power in full effect. So, Josh, I'm not gonna hog up the whole mic, man. Let the people know who you are, and let them know what you got going on.
All right. So, as Coach Tyrone's said, I'm Josh. I'm Joshua Mastin from Syracuse, New York. I moved down to Atlanta maybe about 3 years ago at this point right here. Um, and I've been working in the financial industry, mostly banking for like the last 8 years. And through that time, I have basically developed my skills as a credit strategist. I help others build up their credit. More specifically, I help people build up their credit scores to where they can at least qualify for a FHA loan to, buy their first either dream home or buy their first investment property. So yeah, yeah, I'm happy to be on the
Ooh,
show.
my boy
Yeah.
said he a credit strategist, man. You know that's what you like. People like to hear stuff like that, Josh, man. So tell us a little bit about how you help people get from my understanding from a low credit score where they're struggling to be able to finance anything, to be able to get a house of their dreams, to be able to take care of their family the way they need to take care of their family. How do you help them go from that low end of the credit score to being able to do something that's more effective for them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So basically, I have consultations where I would meet with an individual, and basically in that consultation, we will go. I will show you how to pull your credit report. A lot of people don't know that you can get your credit report free from. Trying to think of the website right now. I think it's like freecreditreport.com. Before you could pull it once a year for free, but during the whole COVID situation, they've been able to let you pull your credit report for free weekly. While
Wait. Hold on, brother. Before you keep going, what's that website? Because I'll be messing. Listen, brother, I'll be messing with
I,
Credit Karma, man. And every
I,
time I go to get something, it'd be like 30 points off, and I'm like,
we're,
damn, man.
we're definitely going to talk about Credit Karma, but it is freecreditreport.com. And like I said, you can literally go in there. You'll just enter your information, name, social security number, basic information, and at that point, they'll pull your credit report from all three credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And from there, like I said, I show people how to pull that. And at that point, I show you how to read it because a lot of people don't know how to read their credit report. They look at it and be like, it's just a bunch of lines,
Hmm.
showing. different accounts and stuff like that. And and if you don't know what you're looking for, you don't know what accounts are open, what accounts are delinquent, what accounts have been charged off and stuff like that. So basically I teach people how to read a credit report. So therefore they will know, what's holding them back, what's keeping their credit score low. And once we discover what's keeping your credit score low, and a lot of things that's on people credit reports that keep them, in the low 500s and stuff like that will be, charged off credit cards that they didn't pay, the old phone bills from T-Mobile. I know I had a couple of those when I was younger that I didn't pay. And basically from there, I come up with a strategy of how to, get rid of these derogatory marks off of your credit report, which basically raises your credit score as you get these things removed. So that's
Okay.
and like I said, that like listen, just getting one thing removed from your credit report can raise your credit score anywhere from 5 points to 20 points. And
Mm.
that's a huge, and that 20 points is a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. So if one thing can be 5 to 20 points, just imagine if you get, 7 derogatory things removed.
Mm-hmm.
That could be 100-point increase depending on what it is and how old it is. So yeah,
Dope,
that's what I
dope.
do,
Listen,
man.
man, we got a credit strategist on our hands, man. We gotta take advantage of this opportunity, man. A couple of things you said. So I want to just backtrack a little bit. You said freecreditreport.com. You can pull out once a year.
Currently right now you can pull it for free
Mhm.
until I believe July 1st. So you can
Okay.
pull it multiple times until July 1st. Then after that, you can only pull it once a year for free without a charge.
Okay.
But I had to
Okay.
look into it because every time it updates, it depends on, like I said, these policies kicked in once this whole Corona thing started happening. So as Corona restrictions are starting to lift, we'll see how that changes.
Okay. But I had to jot that down. I know that'll be a big one. The other thing that you mentioned, you said that there are certain derogatory marks that are on your credit report, and by derogatory marks, you mean negative marks on your
Negative.
credit report, right? That way more than others. Can you
Yeah.
kind of dive into that a little bit and let the people know what kind of way more than other what would, excuse me, way more than others on the credit report, just so they know what to prioritize when it comes to taking care of that?
Okay. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So basically having a credit card, let's say like you had like a credit card with like Chase Bank when you were like 18 and you ran the card up to like, I don't know, $1,200 and you never paid it. Okay. That right there will weigh heavy as you start to apply for, other credit cards with other banks and stuff like that, as opposed to like I gave you the example about like the delinquent T-Mobile bill that you didn't pay. That's not going to hold too much weight. That's not really going to keep you from getting new lines of credit with credit unions and banks like that. It'll most likely keep you from getting a new phone line with T-Mobile and possibly like Verizon and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
it's nothing that's going to affect as far as like revolving lines of credit, meaning getting other credit cards or getting personal loans from banks and stuff like that. So
Okay.
so definitely. So you got to understand that there are basically people who look at your credit report and they look at this. The bank, like if you go to like Empower, which is located in Syracuse, New York,
Hmm.
there's a person there, underwriter that's going to look at it and be like, okay, Tyrone wants to apply for this credit card with us. He's going to look and be like, okay, that T-Mobile bill, we can get that taken care of. I tell him to pay that. They ain't nothing. Oh,
Hmm.
you owe Chase Bank $1,200? Nah, because if you ran off on a plug once, you ran off on a plug.
Man,
So
I've
that
been listening. I've been hearing that all week, man. Running off on a plug, man. It's never a good idea, man. Never a
never,
good idea.
never don't want to run off on a credit plug. Oh, I'm telling you.
Never a good idea. That's actually a really good point that you made. And so basically, what you're saying to the people is to pay off the charge, something like a charge credit card, for example, before you pay that OT mobile bill.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Okay.
exactly what you want to do first. You always want to attack that first because, like I said, that's going to keep you from getting other credit products and stuff like that. And before we started recording stuff, we talked about how credit can lead to you building the famous word that we all like, generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's what we all chasing, man. That's what we
exactly.
all chasing. Are there any other heavy derogatory things that you might see on a credit report that somebody will want to take care of outside of credit cards? Anything that
um,
weighs heavy?
Bankruptcies definitely
Okay.
weigh heavy. They definitely weigh heavy.
Okay.
Like I said, you run off on a plug once, you run off on a plug twice, and that's how the banks see it. Um, Delinquent, like repossessions,
Okay. Repos.
repos for your cars and stuff like that. And any those are two pretty much the main ones right there that banks look at
Okay.
as far as that. Oh, and foreclosures and stuff like that. But
Okay. So foreclosures on your home.
foreclosures, yeah. So
Okay.
those things are way very very heavy.
Okay.
That tells the underwriter if you're credit worthy or not.
Okay. And then, so like, we gotta give the opposite side too, brother. What are some things that are kind of lightly weighed? Because I hear sometimes that when it comes to medical bills, it's not really heavy on your credit report. But then I hear the opposite side too, where it is. So could you elaborate on some things that might be on the lower end of weighing heavy on your credit report?
So like on the lower end, like I said, old phone bills, that's on the lower end. Um, Store credit cards are on the low end. They kind of teeter totter a little bit, but store credit cards are on a lower end and stuff like that. And then like you mentioned medical bills. So the thing with medical bills is that they do weigh heavy, but you can get them removed. And the
Mm,
reason why you can get those removed, because once those medical bills move to like a third party collection agency, like a Joshua collection agency,
mm,
they're basically going to put that on your credit report. It's probably
mm,
going to show up on all three of them. But you can dispute that and get that you can get that removed from your credit report, because by that third party collection agency putting that on your credit report, it pretty much kind of violate HIPAA laws and stuff like that.
Oh, whoa, whoa, my
So,
man dropping gems. Wait, hold
so yeah,
on.
so
So you could get rid of medical? Wait.
you can get rid of them as far as them not showing up on your credit report, especially when they go to third party creditors. Because what people don't know is like when these third party creditors call and say, "Hey, can I speak to Tyrone?" And people make the mistake of saying, "Yeah, I'm Tyrone" and stuff like that. All this stuff is on a recorded line, so all they need to know is that who you are. They already know what they're calling you for. They're calling you for this medical bill. They need to confirm that it's you. So when those creditors call and ask for, whoever you are, don't give them a name. And if they start talking and say, hey, we're calling about such and such, um, past due medical bill, don't acknowledge it. Be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Hang
Mhm,
up the phone. Hang up the phone. And at that point, go check out your credit report. And 9 out of 10 times, you're going to see it on there. So you're going to
mhm,
see a Joshua collection agency on there for, I don't know, a $5,000 medical bill. At that point, what you want to do, and I also provide these letters as well, you want to send them a debt validation letter. The
mhm,
debt validation letter is basically you want to send that to the basically you want to send this to the collector.
mhm,
That debt validation says that they have to produce the original contract with your signed signature on there saying that they perform these medical services for you.
mhm,
But since I'm just a collection agency, I didn't do no operations on you.
mhm,
And the hospital, this is where the HIPAA laws come in at. The hospital cannot provide that information to them because they don't want to be in the violation of HIPAA laws. So
mhm.
once they can't prove that you owe them money for that bill, they have to have it removed from your credit report.
Ooh, my boy dropping gems
And
out here.
that right there could be the difference between 5 to possibly 50 points.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the name of the letter you said again?
So it's a debt validation letter.
Debt validation letter.
Yep, that validation letter. So, like I said, you want to send that off to that creditor and ask them, hey, listen, I need you to produce the original contract. At the same time, you also want to send a letter to all three of the credit bureaus and saying, basically, you want to send all three of the credit bureaus a letter saying, hey, this Joshua Mastin collection thing, I don't know, I have no knowledge of this. I don't know who that is. I don't
Mm-hmm.
owe anybody by that name any type of money. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, they're going to reach out to Joshua Collection Agency and ask about it. And once they can't produce a contract, it has to be removed.
Wow. Wow. You out here, bro. You dropping them. Woo, you dropping them gems, boy. All right, cool. Yeah, listen, y'all better be jotting stuff down. I got my pen moving, so y'all better be on it. That you mentioned a little bit earlier about Credit Karma. Can you tell us like I've experienced it myself, but can you tell us like the traps of a Credit Karma and kind of how it can pump fake you into doing something you something that you don't want to do, or you think you're ready for, but you're not.
So Credit Karma, like I said, Credit Karma is one of those things that is good to look at just to know where your score is at. And like I said, they do give you a breakdown of what's on your credit report, as far as what's open loans, what's closed loans, what's your utilization. But the thing with Credit Karma is this: there's two different scoring systems that the banks use. Is the Vantage score and the FICO score.
Hmm.
There's many different versions of the FICO score. It's like all the way up to like FICO 10. It's real complicated, but Credit Karma uses the Vantage score. It's pretty much kind of, I don't want to say it's outdated, but when you go and get a new loan from any of these banks or any of these credit any of these banks or whatever, for like a credit card or a mortgage or whatever,
Hmm.
banks usually use the FICO score. And the FICO score uses different types of uses a different type of scoring system. FICO
So their
score,
metrics is different.
their metrics are different. There you go.
Okay.
Your metrics are different. So there's nothing wrong with Credit Karma, but I'm going to tell everybody right now, please download the Experian app. The Experian app will show you your FICO score. And like I
Okay,
said,
so Experian is better.
yes, Experian app is much better because it will show you your FICO score. And that score right there is what matters to 95% of the banks that you're going to deal with.
Okay.
And like I said, I can look at my FICO score now. My FICO score is a 780. I look at my Credit Karma, it's hanging around a 700
Mm-hmm.
because they just use different metrics. But the
Mm-hmm.
bank, they're not going to use, it's not too many banks that would use the Vantage. Basically, there's not too many banks that would use Credit Karma as your, as judging you if you're credit worthy. They're going to look at your FICO score. So I tell everybody, use Experian to look to see where your credit score is at.
Okay, bet, man. I'm
Because
jotting this stuff down, man.
Credit Karma have you having a heart attack. You go to
Listen,
sleep, wake
man.
up in the morning, they be like, "Oh, you lost 10 points because you overspent."
Yeah.
You're like,
Yep.
yo,
Yep. Yeah. 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 That's it. It be fluctuating so much. It's like, dang, man, I'm gonna stop checking it for a while, man. Like,
exactly,
so it's over
exactly.
for checking
So
it.
download that Experian app and check out the FICO score. Most banks will use the FICO scoring system when it comes to judging your credit worthiness.
Okay. All right. Bet I got that jotted down too. With that, I got a personal question.
Mhm.
When it comes to Experian Boosts, because I keep hearing about it and it keeps getting advertised and promoted, and I just feel like that is the ultimate bamboozle to people, man. And can you speak a little bit on that? I see you laughing, so I know you kind of going along the lines that I'm going to. And we did not have a previous conversation about this, by the way. But I know my boy probably saw it just like I saw it and was like, "Come on now."
I'm definitely up on it. So Experian Boost basically tells everybody that, hey, we can take your phone bill, we can take your rent payments, all your little miscellaneous things, and basically use those on-time payments to boost your credit score. It sounds good in theory, but there's an issue with that. Number one problem is that it only boosts your Experian credit score. Okay. And understand that there's three credit scores and three credit companies: TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So your Experian might be at an 800, but your TransUnion and your Equifax might be sitting at a 650.
Mm,
And when you try to go get yourself like a car loan and stuff like that, you're like, oh, I got an 800. I'm about to get me I'm about to get this new Benz. I'm about to get me like a low interest rate. And then they'd be like, oh, we can't qualify you. You know, you don't qualify for it. Or they give you high interest. And you'd be like, well, my experience says it's an 800. Yeah, but we pull for TransUnion. And your TransUnion is like 650. So that is the illusion that Experian Boost give you. That's the one issue. It only boosts your Experian. And if you're if you go to apply for the loan and your bank doesn't pull from Experian, then it means nothing. The second part to it, even if they do pull from Experian, understand that there's an underwriter that looks at your credit report. They're going to look at it. They don't look at the credit score and be like, wow, you got an 800. Let's give this man the best rate ever. No, they're going to look at it and look and see, oh, I see that you owe Chase Bank money. Oh, I see that you got like 5 late payments. Oh, I see that, you having, I see that you got child support on here. Nah, bro, we can't give you nothing. Because you got to understand, there's a difference between the credit score and credit report. Having a high credit score does not guarantee you that you're going to get approved for any loan that you want. I know some people that have an 800 credit score and get denied for a $5,000 credit card because when they look into it, they see that this person has high utilization. They see that this person has high DTI, that is debt to income ratio. And they're just like, nah, we don't feel comfortable giving you this 5K because looking at your credit report, you don't look too trustworthy. So don't always focus on having a high credit score. You got to have a healthy credit report. And a healthy credit report looks like 100% on time payment. It looks like utilization under 30%. And like I said, late payments is the worst. Don't have late payments. One late payment can really screw you up.
So
So
when two things real quick before you keep going, bro, because I know you dropping them left and right, man. So the people gonna be like, hold up, run that back. The first thing is you said late payments. When it comes to late payments, is that to every bill you have, or is that specific to like you were saying the credit card?
To any bill, to anything that can be reported on your, a late car payment, a late credit card payment, a late line of credit, all that stuff is late payments and stuff like that. If you owe somebody and you're 30 days late, they're going to tell the 3 credit bureaus that, hey, this dude be late, and it's going to be on your credit report. And like I said, those are things that harm you and make you less credit worthy when you try to get new stuff.
Okay. And do you always get that 30-day window with payments before they report it to the 3 reporting bureaus?
Yeah, pretty much. As far
Okay.
as personal credit is usually always 30 days. When it comes to like business credit, they have, net 30 accounts, but that's something completely different. But when it comes to the personal credit, usually 30 days.
Okay.
10 days, after 10 days, when I worked at Empower Federal Credit Union or whatever, when I worked at a credit union, let me say that. When I worked at a credit union, stuff like that, 10 days, after 10 days, a late payment after 10 days would just result in a late fee.
Okay.
Anything over 30 days will be late fees plus basically a late asterisk on your credit report.
Okay. All right, bet. All right, cool, man. You listen, bro. You've been doing so much, man. I gotta let the people know you've been doing so much, not letting me know, man. You keep shocking me, man. I don't know how I feel about this, bro. These surprises, dropping little bombs. You dropping jewels on them, but you dropping bombs on me. Like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Nah, man, but shout you out, bro. So I wanted to let the people know about I want you, I should say, to let the people know about joshmastin.com. And I know you gave a little background about what you do, but what kind of motivated you to become a credit strategist and to kind of be able to help others out? You know what I mean? Because what you're doing is really powerful, bro. Helping people go from those low, it really is, man, going from those low credit scores to being able to have access to things is, as we know, we're educated Black men, as we know there's a lot of people in our communities that don't end up getting to this point of knowledge and information. So it's important for us to share it.
Right, definitely. So basically what motivated me to get into this was you know, in my early 20s and stuff like that, I completely destroyed my credit. I mean, I don't know if you saw some of my videos. I'm a sneakerhead, so I used to use PayPal faithfully to buy the newest J's, everything. And you know, I just really just did not understand how credit works. You know, the basic credit education I got in the typical you know, black household was, you know, pay your bills on time, and yeah, just pretty much just pay your bills on time. That's all my
Hmm.
parents knew were, oh, just make sure you pay your bills on time. But it's a lot more that goes into, you know, managing your credit and, you know, eventually, you know, using credit to build wealth, or even just, you know, just get your first house and stuff like that. So the whole point of me starting joshuamastin.com is that I really just want to educate the people, especially black people, on how to understand their credit, how to manage their credit, and how to, you know, utilize their credit to, you know, build the life that they want. You know, whether it's just to get the dream house that you want, the dream car that you want, or, you know, my aspirations to, you know, build a real estate portfolio by using my good credit.
Okay. All right. You hear the man. You hear you hear his plans. He trying to build that portfolio, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's dope, man. My boy, if you didn't hear it, joshuamastin.com. All right, that's his website. He's moving and shaking right now. What are some tips, brother, that you would give somebody who may be hesitant to contact you, but they know that they have a low credit score, right? What are some things that you might advise them to do, if they were afraid to contact you and wanted to take this task on solo, at least to begin with?
First of all, you got nothing to lose. And also don't be embarrassed because you have a low credit score. It doesn't matter. There's rich millionaires, billionaires who have a 500 credit score.
Hmm.
So don't be embarrassed. And like I said, if you're trying to improve your life, whether it's you're trying to improve the car that you have, or you're just trying to improve the house that you want to live, and, you know, improve the neighborhood that your house is in, so your kids can go to a better school, you know, just, you know, please hit me up. I'm always open. I always want to educate. I love talking. Coach knows that. I'll call this man up here and there and just start talking to him about, you know, this and that and stuff like that. So,
We
you
do.
know, don't be embarrassed. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. If you don't know something, that doesn't mean that you're stupid. Just please hit me up anytime.
Okay. You heard him. He heard him. Reach out. He always open to talk. Now with that, brother, now business is business. Is is it free consultation, or how do you what's it like? You don't have to say specifically how much you charge, but
Right.
is there how does that work, man? Because time is also money. These people know, my audience know, man. Time is money, man.
Absolutely.
We need to get cashed out.
Absolutely. So no, yeah, I don't have a problem talking about money and stuff like that because, like you said, time is money. The consultations are $20 and 21 cents. You know, 2020 like the year and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
this dude.
so that's what the consultations are right now and
I
stuff like
like it.
that. And like I said, with that consultation, you know, basically we'll have a conversation about, you know, what's holding you back financially and stuff like that, what's holding you back, you know, with your credit score. And at that point, I'll teach you how to pull your free credit report. Now, the next level will actually be pretty much my credit strategy, where basically I take your credit report and I come up with a strategy, after looking over your credit report, and build out a customizable strategy for you to follow to help build your credit score up to, you know, the high 600s, possibly 700s. Um,
Okay. So you
that
could tailor
yes,
make a strategy to the person so they know clearly the prescribed steps to get their credit up.
absolutely. These to
Okay.
be tailor made directly to the person. That particular session right there is $297. But like, but the $20.21 consultation, that money, if you choose to go to the next level, will go towards that 297. So
Okay.
therefore, you know, you're not necessarily paying double. We're just going to take that money, apply it to the 297, and you just pay the remaining balance.
Yeah, and that what you doing and what you helping people with is invaluable. So 297, boy, you better get on it, man.
For a
Especially
fact, for a
nowadays
fact.
with
And
that stimulus money and all that extra income coming in, man. You better hop on it.
exactly. And along with that, I also will provide you with some of the best credit unions that the join and stuff that will give you some of the best credit cards with the best reward points. That would help you. Like I said, I use reward points all the time. And one of the things that me and Coach talked about before this was my trip to Miami and
Hmm.
how I pretty much almost didn't pay nothing for that trip by utilizing my
Mm.
good credit.
Mm. This dude want to get into the talk about Miami already, man. He was supposed to be dropping gems and saving that for him for later, man. Since we're here, though, you know how that goes.
You know me, I'm
Tell the,
jumping the gun. I'm jumping the gun.
listen, man. Tell the folks about, first of all, how you can use your credit to, like, a credit card to build up your rewards points to be able to take a trip to Miami, which is as dope as it could get. Um, and then tell us about Miami, man. You know, you got me excited now. Now I gotta know about the trip after that, man. Get it. Let's get into the much needed info for the audience first, and then we gotta talk about the fun stuff.
Right, right, absolutely. So, a lot of people don't realize that having a low credit score is actually costing you money. And by what I mean by this costing you money is that, like I said, if you have, I don't know, a 600 credit score and stuff like that, and you try to go to the bank and get yourself, like a new vehicle and stuff, they may give it to you, but they're gonna give it to you at a high interest rate. They could give you to you as high as 18%. You know what I
Mm,
mean? As to
mm-hmm.
where you try to go get that Benz, they give it to you, but they give it to you at a high interest rate of 18%. I could go get that same Benz for the same amount of money, but since my credit score is a 780, my interest rate is more going to be more like a 3%.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saving a lot of money
Yeah.
um, by not having to pay so much in interest. And that
Mm,
goes the same thing with the credit cards, because certain credit cards, like my favorite credit card right now is Amex. In order to to qualify for an Amex card, you need at least a 700 credit score.
mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. It's very worth it, because I have right now the Amex Gold card, and with that Amex Gold card, they have a welcome bonus of 100,000 points. Basically, these points can be turned into kind of like cash or whatever. So 100,000 Amex points probably equals almost $1,000 in cash. Okay. And the way that I earned that bonus was simply by using the credit card to pay for things that I'm already going to pay for. Meaning that so basically the bonus works this way. I had to spend $5,000 in a 6-month period in order to get that $100,000 Amex uh,
Mm-hmm.
bonus. So basically, I'm like, what in the world can I spend my $5,000 on? Most people will be like, oh, I could go buy me a Gucci belt. I could go buy me some Jordans and stuff like that. You don't want to
Mm-hmm.
spend money on that stuff, because that does nothing for you. That the Gucci belt and the Jordans don't bring you back no money whatsoever.
Depreciates with value.
Exactly, depreciates with value. So I use a credit card to spend on things that I'm already going to pay for, and one of those things that I'm already going to pay for is my rent. Here in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, rent is kind of high, so my rent right now is $1,500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I use that credit card, and I use that to pay my rent for like the last 5 months. And
Okay.
by month four, I already met the $5,000 6-month bonus spend already. So I was awarded 100,000 Amex points.
Dope.
So this is where the Miami thing come in. So now with that 100,000 Amex points, which probably equates to, like I said, like almost about $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
I use that to buy the plane tickets, 2 round trip tickets for me and my girl. So
Mm.
out of pocket, those 2 round trip tickets would have cost me like, 550. But yet
Mm-hmm.
I used the Amex points. It didn't cost me no money. I didn't have to spend 550, so I used half the
Mm.
points. So it cost me about 50,000 points for that. Boom, half the trip is already paid for. We all know that the most expensive part of the trip is getting there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. That's dope, bro.
so
That's yeah.
So that right there has already saved me $500 of my hard-earned money that I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have to spend on flights. Amex
Mm-hmm.
paid for it. They paid me for using their money. Think about that. They
Yeah.
paid me for using their money.
Yeah.
So they already paid for half my trip. And then I'm left with another $500 that I basically use for the hotel and I use for
Mm-hmm.
dinner down there. So
Mm-hmm.
honestly, for me, I only came out of pocket $300.
Mm. For a trip to Miami for you and your lady, you came out of your pocket $300.
$300.
Whoo wee. And that was all from using an American Express card?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. Now I know there's tiers to cards. Now, is that only with the gold card or is that with all cards that come with
So
American Express?
it depends. Everybody has their different bonuses that they offer and stuff like that. You just got to go on the website and see what they're offering. Like I said, at the time that I got my MX card, they was offering $100,000 point sign-on bonus.
Okay.
Right now, I think it's more like 75. If you get a platinum card, they offering 125,000 MX points. So it just depends on what's going on as far as their, I guess, deals or whatever you want to call it. And
Okay.
each credit card is different. Listen, we could do 20 episodes on different credit cards. I'll tell you
Now I'm
that.
gonna leave. Listen, I'm gonna leave that up to you, man. The heavy duty lifting on credit. I'm gonna leave that up to the boss man, man. I'm just a relationship guy, man. Bridging the gap between. I'm just bridging the gap between the two things, man. Now since we got all the tough stuff for the most part up, man. Let's tell us about that trip to Miami. Tell us about what you did. Not everything you did, obviously. Keep it PG-13. And where there's spots to go, man. Because I mean, I'm sure there are more than a few listeners that would love to take a trip to Miami or probably have a trip to Miami planned that would like to know where the spots at.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So, man, my trip to Miami was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was a birthday slash group trip and stuff like that. I've been trying to get to Miami since I was like, I don't know, 15. So
Mm,
now at 33, I was able to go and stuff like that. And Miami is a very beautiful city. A city that sits on the water. I didn't realize how much I love water. You know what I mean? It's
mm,
coming from somebody who can't swim, but I love being on, beach side, ocean side, and stuff like that. Very beautiful city, heavy Cuban influence and stuff like that, but
mm-hmm,
it's beautiful architecture and stuff like that. The food down there is amazing and stuff like that. And like I said, just hanging out on. So me and my girl, we made it a point to go check out the different places where they shot the different Bad Boys movies at and stuff like that. So we actually got to see, if you remember Bad Boys 2, we actually got to see Johnny Tapia's house,
Oh,
where
really?
the scene in the back,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
killing
yeah.
this boy, and he told him, say,
Mm-hmm.
don't threaten my money, don't threaten my mother, don't threaten my kid. And he popped him in the head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got to see where they shot that stuff and shot that at. But yeah,
I
Miami,
didn't even know that house was in Miami, man. That's dope.
yeah, it is.
Is it a mansion or is it like a little place?
Nah, it's a real mansion. It's a real
Okay.
mansion. It sits on this island. Apparently, Miami is broken up into different islands. I didn't know that. And this one little man-made island is called Star Island, and that's
Mm-hmm.
basically where all the rich people live at and stuff like that. So we got the chance to go by there, see the house and stuff like that. Took the nice little boat ride and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
one place that I think that everybody should go, especially like if you're like a tourist and you want to get something to eat and you want to do like the boat rides and stuff like that, is called Bayside. So
Bay, Bay.
yeah, Bay side. So Bayside.
Side.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So Bayside is basically it's Bayside. It's just basically like a whole dock that just full of shopping places, food places, and also like boat rides and stuff like that. So it's a really cool place. Like I said, if you've never been to Miami and you're not sure what to do, definitely go to Bayside and see what's going on over there. And if you want like authentic like Cuban food and see like Cuban culture, definitely go see Little Havana and stuff like that. It's an
Mm,
area
mm,
in Miami. heavy Cuban population, but people are very friendly. The food is great. You get to see some of the Cuban culture and stuff like the history and stuff like that. It's an awesome place, man. I'm telling you, it's
That's
great.
cool, man.
And obviously you got South Beach where you get to see, if you're a single dude, you get to see all the
I
ladies
was
and stuff
finna
like
say,
that.
boy, you better not slip up and say nothing. I was about to scramble to the computer and tap 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 tap. Let's
Listen,
turn that one off, man. You better not say nothing too crazy.
it's a great place if you take you and your single guy friends and y'all go down there. Yeah, you'll have a great time. You'll see a lot down there, and a lot.
And
I
for the
mean,
record, everybody's single on that trip, and y'all have fun. We
exactly.
committed men over here.
Exactly.
Black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat at all.
Nah, man, that's dope, man. Any other sites, man? Because I'm again, I got my pen rolling. I'm jotting stuff down to make sure when my wife and I eventually take a trip down there, I hit up all those spots.
So another thing, I'm going to say that this is sightseeing, but this is something that me and Jessica like to do and I think that everybody should do it. I think that we all visualize what we want to have in life, whether it be a nice car, a nice house, or whatever. And you see these things on Instagram, on YouTube, but you might not have experienced them in person. So
Hmm.
one of the things that me and Jessica did is that we went to go look at $1 million condo in Brickell.
Mm.
We set up a tour just to go see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that we can afford it, now or next year or whatever, but we know that's something that we want.
Yeah,
So,
imagery is amazing, brother. Like you
exactly,
you gotta get the visual for it. Uh,
exactly.
Real quick, you said that you set up trips, so that you have to do this in advance.
I would say do it in advance just because
Okay,
what
okay,
you don't want to do the day of because sometimes they might not be doing tours that day and stuff like that.
okay.
So I would say before you go, look up on Google or apartments.com, luxury apartments, and set up a tour. Hit them up and be like, hey, listen, I'm thinking about moving down to Miami. I'm actually going to be down there this weekend. I'm thinking about looking at a 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom or something like that. And they'll
Hold up, y'all. Wait, y'all too smooth. Hold up. I'm sitting here thinking that they have a tourist that's taking you around these neighborhoods in a bus or something like, oh yeah, that's P. Diddy crib, that's such and such house, that's his. Y'all so smooth with it. Hold on, audience. They
so
so smooth with it that
so
they said, no, we want to see the house. Make sure y'all got a realtor available
yeah.
and we gonna look at it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, let me back up a little bit. So, yes, you can have like those tours, like the boat ride and stuff that I took and stuff like that. They'll take you around the island, show you the houses. But I want to be inside these places. I want to be in the condo that's on the 90th floor with a jacuzzi overlooking the city. I call ahead and you just, you don't have to tell them um you don't have to tell them how much money you got in the bank and stuff like that. They're 9 out of 10 times they're not going to discriminate. They're going to assume that you have the money if you're coming to see this.
Yeah,
And
or
like I
else why
said,
would you call, right?
this helps with the visualization. You want to see this. You be like, I'm thinking about this penthouse. What does living in that penthouse feel like? What does it look like? Just hit them up. Find the
Oh,
nicest
that's
condo. Like,
super
hey,
dope,
I want to
man.
come through. I want to check this out.
That's beyond dope, bro.
Simple as
Like
that.
I would have never even thought of that. That's super dope, bro. Seriously.
Walk in with confidence, man. That's all it is. Ain't nobody gonna tell you. We're gonna assume you got it. You don't understand. I have seen when I've
What
been.
what what shoes you wore there, man? What kicks you broke out? Cause I know you had to break something out. You like, nah, I can't just go. I can't just go here in the J's, man. They ain't gonna be with the
Nah, nah,
J's, man. I
nah.
gotta break something out. What you
Yeah,
broke out, man?
so I just went ahead and you put on like the what you call them shoes, like the little skippies, like the boat shoes and stuff like that.
Oh,
Put on like a nice little collar shirt and stuff like that. And since it's Miami, saying had a pink little top, white pants, brown shoes and stuff like that. Looking like the Miami logos and stuff. No
yo,
questions asked. But
yo,
like
this dude
I
too smooth for mankind,
said,
yo.
and in that lobby that I went to, I saw a man that had on a whole Armani suit, Gucci suit. Man was fresh and clean. But I also saw another man that had on a dirty tank top and some jeans and stuff. But the man bank account was sick
Yeah.
because when he looked outside, he hopped into a Lamborghini.
Word. So that's what they say, man. Rich
That's
people
this
don't have to show it all the time on it when they
exactly
what they
rich
wear or
people live.
anything like that, man. That's dope. So you got to see a penthouse in
Yeah,
Miami.
got to see a penthouse, 20-foot
Wow.
ceilings. I mean, it was breathtaking, overlooking the bay. So you get to see it had like 360 views of the entire city. The city on one side, and on the other side, you could see the bay and everything.
And that
So,
was how much was it going on the market?
so that right there, if you wanted to buy it, it was 1.5 million. If you wanted to pay rent, it was 25,000 a month.
Sick.
But like I
I
said,
mean, 25,000 for rich people. That's not really,
that's not nothing.
especially you talking about celebrities, man. That's not.
Exactly. That's not nothing.
Mm,
But like I said, you have to. To me, it's important for me and Jessica to do things like that because now
mm-hmm.
we know how much it costs to live that type of
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle. So we can't just say that, oh, we just want to make an extra $25,000 a year. Well, no,
Mm-hmm.
that's rent for 1 month for that one place. We
Mm-hmm.
need to be doing like 6-figure months. We need to do
Mm-hmm.
100K months. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said that it's important to see and understand these places so you know the money that you have to make to live the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people
That
don't know that.
that visual is powerful, brother.
Yes, sir.
Man, bro, man, listen. If you was here, man, you already know I'll be dapping you up like crazy right now. You just dropping gems, you moving slick, making moves. Listen, I have to not I ain't gonna put you out there, but I gotta say briefly, Josh. He moved down to Atlanta, man, and I was so proud of him for making that move because it was something that he really was hesitant to do, and he really took a lot of time to consider. And ever since he's moved down there, I promise you, y'all, he flourishing. He don't call his boy as much, but now I'm okay. I'm okay with that because this dude is doing it, man. Shout out to you, brother. Seriously, man, you doing it. You doing it for real, man. I'm super proud of you, man. Um, anything else you want to tell the people? Because that's all I have for questions, man. But anything else you want to tell the people? Any gems you want to drop? The floor is yours.
All right. So I guess it's two things I want to tell the people. One, I forgot to, I wanted to explain this. I want to explain the five parts that go into, I want to explain the five parts that make up a credit score. And the second thing that I want to talk about is I want to help a couple of people get an Apple credit card without a hard inquiry.
Mm.
I
Mm.
don't know. Can I drop that on there or should I?
Do tell. I'm listening,
Okay,
sir.
okay,
Do
okay.
tell.
So we're gonna start what makes up a credit score, and then I'm gonna move over to that. So the five elements of a credit score goes as this: payment history. We'll number them 1 through 5, and I'll tell you the percentage of a credit score that it makes up. So payment history makes up 35% of your credit score.
Okay.
Uh, Credit utilization, that means how much credit do you use. So for simple math purposes, let's say like you have a credit card that's $100. I don't know why you
Mm-hmm.
would have a credit card that's $100, but credit bad. So let's say like your credit card it only has $100 limit, and let's say that you use $50 of it. Your
Mm-hmm.
credit utilization is now at 50% for that particular credit card.
Mm.
And if you basically let the credit bureaus report your credit utilization at 50%, it could drop your score.
Okay.
Now, to give a little bit of a boost to your credit score, you should have your utilization under 30%. But
Mm.
if you really want to add some points to your credit score, try to use between 1 and 9% of your credit utilization.
Okay.
So that right there will give you a little bit of a boost. But definitely stay under the 30, but 1 to 9 is the most optimal that you should be
Okay. Got you.
at. Length of credit history, that's make up 50%, 15%. So basically, length of credit history is basically how long have you had the credit card.
Mm-hmm.
They count that. Every time that you apply for a new credit card, it does make your credit card history, your length of credit history, drop a little bit each time, just
Mm.
because it's a new credit card, and they just basically do like a whole average of the ages of your credit card and stuff like that.
Mm. I didn't know
So
that. That's a
be
good one, bro.
mindful. So be mindful of how many new credit cards you get. If you're going to get a lot of credit cards, try to get them within a 2-month period. Try to do it quickly. You don't want to do one at the beginning of the year and to do one at the end of the year, because averages like that make your credit history drop.
Okay.
Try to get your credit cards as close as possible.
Okay.
Um, New credit. So basically, every time you apply for new credit, it results in a hard inquiry, and a hard inquiry can make your credit score drop a couple of points.
Mm.
I have seen it drop, 10 points, but usually it'll drop like 1 or 2 points. Don't freak out. That's okay, because as you use the credit card and pay the credit card back, it will basically negate that. So
Okay.
it'll negate that. You'll get those 1 or 2 points back with no problem.
Okay.
And
Quick question on that though. When you hear the term like soft inquiry or it won't hit your credit that hard, what do you tell people? Is that a good idea, or would you stay away from something like that?
so a soft inquiry, you can get as many of those as you want. Nobody pay, when you go to get new credit, underwriters don't pay that no attention. They don't
Okay.
care. You're just inquiring about if I can get that. Honestly, soft inquiries are the best.
Okay.
So if it's a soft inquiry, I don't care what it is. Apply for it.
Okay.
It is what it is. Hard inquiries, you want to be a lot more selective.
Okay.
So like I like to tell people this: don't get store credit cards. Get a regular credit card. Get an Amex or get a Visa card from your credit union or whatever. Don't get a store credit cards. Store credit cards are trash because you can only utilize the credit at that particular store.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
you
I agree.
have I don't know, if you have like a Best Buy credit card or whatever, you can only use that credit card to buy stuff in Best Buy. But if you need 4 new tires, you can't use that credit card for that.
Mm-hmm.
So always stick to getting a credit card from either one of the banks or, my preference, your local credit union.
Gotcha.
And
Appreciate
then,
that, brother.
yes, sir, yes, sir. And the last part of this is credit mix, which makes up 10%. And what I mean by credit mix, that means different credit products. That means having a credit card, have 1 or 2 credit cards open in your name, having some type of personal loan open in your name,
Mm.
having a car loan open in your name, or having a mortgage. So that's what I mean by credit mix. Because if you're somebody who has a bunch of credit cards open, but you don't have like a car loan or like a personal loan, like I said, those are things that go into the determining factor when you apply for a mortgage and the underwriter see this, because they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
look at all those credit cards and be like, yo, this man got like 30 different credit cards.
Yeah.
I feel like he just like to spend. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's a good investment. I don't think he should, what's name. So be mindful of that. Just have a good mix. You can have like 5 credit cards, that's fine, but also have like a personal loan thrown in there.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah.
This dude out here, man. This guy. Mr. Jim Dropper, credit strategist here, man.
Sir, yes, sir. Oh yeah, and the last thing I wanted to say, this is only going to help people who have an Apple phone. Sorry, Android people. I used to be an Android, but I moved over to Team Apple a few years ago.
Finally,
So,
you know where it's at. You know where
so,
the love at.
so definitely. So, basically, Apple has a credit card. I don't know if everybody's aware of that, but Apple now offers a credit card. And and unlike a store credit card, this credit card can be used for anything, not just Apple products and stuff like that. So with that being said, what you can do is basically, if you have your Apple phone, open up your Apple phone, go into your Apple wallet. In there, they should have some type of advertisement for you applying for the Apple credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go ahead, open up that, open up the whole credit card processing app for the Apple credit card. Enter in all your information, your social, where you live, the amount of money that you made, your address, stuff like that. As you progress to that, you're going to get to the screen where they're basically going to do a soft pull.
Oh, okay. I'm doing it as we speak, guys. So
Okay. So on that soft pull, they're basically are going to either deny you or offer you something. Now, this I didn't see people get offered anywhere from $500 to up to $10,000,
okay.
depending on your credit score. But as of right now, they're doing a soft pull. So once you get to that screen and let's say they offer you $500 or whatever, before you hit accept, what I want you to do is that I want you to go, go to Google and I want you to go to the TransUnion website. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the TransUnion website. If you haven't set up account, just set up account. It's real simple and easy. Once you set up the account, you will have the ability to freeze your credit report for TransUnion. The reason why this is important is because Apple pulls from TransUnion.
Mm.
So once you set up the TransUnion account, I want you to put a freeze on it. Okay. When you put a freeze on it, I want you to go back to your app inside the phone where they offered you the $500 or whatever, and I want you to hit accept. And what's going to happen is that they're going to attempt to try to do a hard pull, but it's not going to work. But
Wow.
they're still going to give you the credit line. So you're going to end up getting a credit line without a hard inquiry.
Now listen, Josh, that's a huge thing you saying right here, man. Are you sure this is definite, man? Because
This is definite. So
I might have to hop on this myself, brother. I ain't gonna lie.
this is what I advise, and I got the instructions and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get the instructions to you, and I will, so people can definitely hit me up. I'll give you the instructions on how to do it. If you got reservations about doing it and stuff like that. But trust me, it worked. I did it over a year ago. Had some friends do it recently. I'm in a whole bunch of credit groups where I had a bunch of other people do it. It still works. So, like I said, make sure you freeze your TransUnion credit report and just leave it frozen for like about a week or so. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, honestly, like I said, you shouldn't be going around applying for a lot of different credit cards anyway. So just
Mm-hmm.
leave it frozen until you need to apply for something different. And I guarantee that it's not going to give you a hard inquiry.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on it, brother. I'm on it. Look at this dude, Jim Dropper, credit strategist, man, Miami Havana baller, lifestyle living type of dude. What's going on with my boy, man? He get to the A and he boss up. But that's what we love to see, bro. Tell the people where they could follow you, where they could see you at, where they could pick up more of these jewels that you dropping. Let them know how they can find you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, you can find me on my website, which is I messed it up earlier. It's actually joshmastin.com. So
Okay.
JOSH Mastin MASTIN.com. You can also follow me on social media. My Instagram is ijoshuajamal. That's my Instagram. Um, you,
Okay.
you can also find me on YouTube where I got a bunch of videos talking about credit and stuff on there as well. That right there, you just Google. I mean, not Google. Just search Joshua Mastin and you'll find me.
Okay. All right, man. Listen, you know how to get in contact with him now. I'm happy he only a phone call away from me because this dude he doing it. He doing it, man. He doing it big. So, bro, I appreciate you. I really do from the bottom of my heart. I know you told me you was gonna get on before July, so I appreciate you doing that too, because I did not have nobody else for your slot. But I figured you always come through for your boy, so
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't have to worry about that, man. So I appreciate you, brother. Honestly and truly, I'm gonna post all of Josh's information, so you guys have it, man. So you guys can get in contact with him, so you could get your credit up, so you can start getting access to houses, to cars, to the life that you deserve, really, right? Because it only takes a few strategic moves to access this level of financial freedom, right? And then we talked about it earlier. We want to create that generational wealth for the young ones, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right, brother, man. I appreciate you. And as always, guys, remember you guys can hit us up at TQLP20 at gmail.com with any emails that you guys have with questions about relationships, about mental health, about narcissism, all of that good stuff each and every Wednesday. Remember that email again is TQLP20 at gmail.com, or hit us up on our Facebook page, the Quality of Love Podcast. For everyone listening, for everyone that can hear me, remember, as always, the quality of love and relationships that you have in your life will determine the quality of your life. Peace and love.